Welcome to Bariatric Business Accelerator, the podcast created for busy weight loss practitioners and their teams who want to systematize, simplify, and accelerate the growth of their new or established weight loss practice. I'm your host, Carol Clark, and today we are talking about a very important topic. And I know some people might think this is fluff, but when I bring this into practices or when we discuss this in practices, and it really is lived out day to day, it makes a huge difference for the owners, for the employees, as well as the patients that they serve. So this is all about your company values. And I know, don't gloss over here. Let me just bear with me here for a little bit. But what I want to say is that this really does a lot of different things. First, it helps your employees understand what you stand for, what is valued in your practice, what do you stand for? And it also sets the expectation for what is tolerated and what's not tolerated. We'll get to some specifics. The other thing is it guides their work because it helps them behave and embrace those values because it's an expectation. So it helps guide their work, guide some of their decision making so that they know that what they're doing in their day-to-day work is supporting the overall mission of the company, the overall mission of the practice, as well as the goals that the practice has. It actually gives them a sense of security because they know what is expected and they know that that's a standard for everybody there. So not everyone's not being treated differently. This standard is set for what you value in your practice. And it really does help you achieve your corporate, your business goals. And it makes your environment much more enjoyable and tolerable versus a toxic environment where all sorts of behavior, anything goes, it's tolerated, nothing's addressed. And I'm not saying that's your practice, but I'm just saying it does happen more often than people think. So it helps, like I say, the leaders, the team, and your patients. So how do you go about doing this? I think it starts from the top down, and it does require, if it's a value for your corporation, that no matter what position you hold in your organization, you uphold those values and you recognize if something's not being followed according to your values so that that can be addressed. So what are some of the values? I like to start with a long list of values and let the practitioners and the leaders of an organization really identify which ones mean the most to them. You can't have a smorgasbord of 100 different values because then they become a little bit more, it becomes an ocean of values versus a set specific number of values and things that you are utilizing. Once you determine which ones are most important to you, I like to integrate them throughout the organization. It can be just we could have it as a word chart that we put together in a very creative way with your branding that's posted in the practice. It can also, or should also actually be integrated into your position descriptions, your job postings, and add every aspect of your hiring and onboarding and evaluation process in your practice. So what are a few of the values? I know you've got a lot of them probably that are top of mind. I've got this long list, and we usually start with this long list and we pick out what are the top key values. And then even if you've been in practice for a long period of time, it's never too late to introduce this. It's never too late to revisit your values and make sure that people understand those. It can be a breath of fresh air, particularly if there has been some behavior that's not really acceptable that has been tolerated because, as I've mentioned before, you get what you tolerate. But here's some examples of values. So it could be honesty. We all love honesty, at least I do. I'm a very transparent person. I tell people in a very kind way what I think. I'm always honest. Am I always right? No, but I'm always honest. So honesty is a value that you may have. Trust, being able to make sure that you can trust your team and they can trust you. Integrity, this is a big one for me, making sure that you follow through, that you have integrity, that you're loyal. You love to have loyal team members and you want to have loyalty. That's another value. Accountability, making sure that people are accountable for their actions. Respect, The idea that you're doing your best. Simplicity for some is very important. I like things simple because then they get done. Problem solvers, having problem solvers, you can reinforce this in your organization. You know, if someone comes with a problem, they need to have a couple of solutions. People start to think as problem solvers if they know that that's something that you value and it's something that's rewarded. Customer obsession with your customers being happy and getting great outcomes is another value. Ownership, owning what your responsibilities are and your position, knowing what success looks like for you. Ownership is a big one. Learning, we're all lifelong learners. I love learning, so that might be another value. Having highest standards out there, making sure that you're results driven, that you're curious, that you have courage, creating a wow experience for your clients, having a sense of community, excellence, focusing on family, wellness, fun, empathy, success, consistency, follow through. All these are different values that you can utilize in your practice. Determine which ones are most important to you and make sure that that becomes a integral thread throughout your practice, as I mentioned earlier, in terms of that you demonstrate these values, that you expect that of your team, you integrate that into your job postings, your interviews, your stay interviews, your onboarding process, your orientation process, all of that. So values do play a big role in the fabric of your company, in your overall feeling and sense that people get when they walk into your practice or when they interact with your team. And it really can make a difference, and it can help turn around a toxic environment if you're experiencing something like that. It also can help to lower turnover. So this is a often overlooked but really important topic for every practice, and I hope you embrace that. If you already have this as an integral part of your practice, I applaud you for that. So many people overlook it, but it is an important part in any practice. So I hope this has been helpful for you. We have lots of trainings on this and many other things in membership, Bariatric Business Accelerator. You can learn more about that, and also gain lots of other free resources at weightlosspracticebuilder.com. In the meantime, keep doing all the wonderful things you're doing, and I can't wait to talk to you soon. Bye.